the engagement proceeds, other challenges started coming. One of the days, my reverend invited, I think it was, we are having a program that is called Solution Week. Then it happens once every year. All right, I can't really remember the month. I think it's August or somewhere in March or somewhere. I can't really remember. Somebody, honor you brethren, please, if you see these videos, remind me the date in the comment section. They invited one great man from Assemblies of God Divinity School, Elder Iroka. This man was preaching and then he stopped in the middle of the message and said, there's somebody here. God gave you a wife to marry, and you are the one delaying her now. If you are the person that has spoken to meet me after service. He made that comment 2 times through at time intervals while preaching. After service, I went and met him. I even snapped pictures. If I'm able to find a picture, maybe I will upload it here. You see the two of us. I wish all my pictures are still good. I would have been confirming these things with pictures that I snapped with some of these people because the pictures have all spoiled. This man, when I went and met him, he said me, what is your problem? I said, Sanomo. He said, shut up. God cannot give you a wife. I will not wed you. Go and start something now. I said, go and start something now. Here. I looked at my pocket. There's nothing. I don't get anything. Now, within that space, I said, okay, I will. Within that same space, there was a book I published. I published a book. Here is the book. If you are Assemblies of God member who attended National Youth Conference in 2008, you must have seen this book sold in that camp. And how this book sold caused trouble. Maybe I will discuss that in another video. I published this book on marriage. I never married. Do you see the topic? I never married when I published this book. And I published it on credit. Somebody became surety for me and I published it. And that person was Dr. Onu of Shalom Academy in Suka. He stood for me. He told his publisher, who now helped me in Enugu, to get this book published. And I published it on debt. Do you know that the day I carried this book in 2008 to the National Youth Conference in Okpoto, Assemblies of God National Conference Center in Ebonyi State, I was afraid because I know, does this book look like something that will compete with standard book published by a standard publishing company with all the improper settings and everything that you have? If you go inside, some of the grammatical sentences were not too strong like that. We're not well organized. There are some grammatical errors. But in the night, I remember calling Sister, Onwebu Chioma was one of my prayer band members. We brought, I think, 4 bags or 6 bags, if I can really remember, I think 6 bags. Ghana must go through with these books, this book inside, with the hope of selling it where youth were. We sat down, do you know, and look at this book. I looked at it. What can we say about this? Child. I said, should we start going from hall to hall to advertise it? She said, so maybe we should try. One thing I love about that sister is she will be believing you, even though she had her strong doubt. Until I had to confess my doubt. Say, even me, I don't have the courage to carry this and start trying to explain it to people, trying to make them buy it. She said, bro, to be honest, me too, I'm ashamed. I don't know how to do it. I had to carry my bag. I said, don't worry, just go. If God doesn't want me to sell it tomorrow or after the camp, I will carry it back to Suka, look for a way to... I didn't just... In fact, that was how the thing ended. That night, I babysitted these bags before me. I couldn't pray. I didn't pray. Do you remember that Edo Iroka has told me to go and start my wedding? I sat down around this particular bag, looking at it, nothing to do. Then something happened. One thought just flashed into my head. May God give us idea in the name of Jesus Christ. If God becomes our marketer, it's different. He said, carry two of the thought just came. And I knew it was God talking. Take 2 copies, go and stand by the altar inside the auditorium there. And then wait. I went there and it was opening ceremony. After the opening ceremony, I was just standing there. I didn't know who to meet. The ministers are there, national ministers, our leaders at the topmost position were all there. And I was just a young man from one Assemblies of God church on in Suka. Youth president and assistant sessional youth president. We were all doing these things. And I was standing there with one of my one of my youths. We were just standing around that place. That young man was always with me, Okudili. We were together. May God be glorified. We stood there and watched. Then I saw one man. He finished making an announcement. My feeling connected. Meet this man. Gave him one of that. Just give him one. Don't talk more. Just give him one. As the man came down, I noticed he was the National Youth Coordinator. He just came down. I approached him. Good evening, sir. I introduced myself. Sir, I have this book I published. Please, can you go through it and see if it has something that can bless our youth? You feel it can bless our youth. And then, please, I wish they can introduce it during the message tomorrow. We were still talking about that thing because he was talking to one of our reverend minister when I approached, when I came. Another minister came. He said, okay, doctor, he called the man. So you are going to conduct tomorrow morning's, coordinate tomorrow morning's service. I said, yes. He said, collect the book in the hand of this young man, go through it, and then when Reverend Dr. Charles Osoike finishes preaching, you can introduce, if it's something, there's something in it, introduce it. To cut the long story short, when the time reached, we brought 4 bags to the camp. They were with me. My youth, I don't know the type of courage I enter inside them. I don't know. I don't know the kind of boldness that I enter inside them. The moment, oh my goodness, Lord, you are good. They announced 2 other solid, well-published books. Nobody talked anything. But the moment they lifted my own, the last one, the environment feeling changed. Something came down. We can feel it. It came down. Do you know, it was not only my youth again. I told them the book sells for 650 naira then. I told them, anyone you sell, account for me 600 naira and then take the 50 naira, let it be your pocket money. So many of them made money. I remember even ushers, they were looking for where they would get the book. And I made sure I wasn't the one with the bag, so because now I called somebody to be keeping the bag, so they are collecting from the sister. My youth scattered everywhere. People were begging. They were begging to get this book. While the other well-published books were not selling like that. I remember one of the sisters standing near me. One man came with his books full in his hand. I said, who is the owner of this book? Please, sister, can you collect some from me and sell? So they were begging. They said, the sister said, my own never finished. Now let them finish. Then we can talk about this and that. So they were looking for who has the book. Why was this one selling while others their own are not selling? My dear, it was something tragic, unique. Do you want to hear the rest of the story? Then follow the channel. Click on the button. Subscribe to the channel and share this message with your friends. That we may be encouraged because God still works in the midst of men. Let's go to the next video.